The country's finance minister responding to critics on Moody'S recent review of the country's financial status. Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Topping the news tonight, opposition critics claim that Moody'S ratings review of the Bahamian economy is due to the new administration's borrowing of millions of dollars. But the finance minister says that's not the case. Instead, he blames the former administration for what he calls its mismanagement of the public purse. Here's Janae Noel Ferguson.
Deputy Prime Minister Peter Turnquest is rejecting assertions made by the former PLP administration that Moody'S consideration for downgrade was brought on by this present minister-led administration.
If it were not for the policies of the previous government, we would not have to have borrowed at least $400 million of that. And so for them to say that they blame the current government is incredibly misleading and disingenuous. We didn't create those bills. We did not create the commitments that we now find ourselves in that causes us to incur a deficit of $322 million for this year. Those are all recurrent commitments that are rolling over from one year to the next that we are in the process of reviewing, that we hope that we'll be able to make some inroads on and to create some savings as a result of implementing our fiscal rules and fiscal discipline.
In a statement, PLP Senator Fred Mitchell charged that the F&M administration is playing the blame game and pointed to the Moody'S report, which he said did not point out a specific party, but the government. Mitchell said the present administration was warned during the budget debate not to talk down the economy and recklessly borrow $722 million in their first week in office. Alleged mismanagement and corruption claims made by the F&M during the budget, according to Mitchell, figured nowhere in what Moody'S had to say, and he cried shame on the present administration. Turnquest, however, said the government now has to clean up the mess created by the former administration through several fiscal measures, which he outlined.
We are going to be introducing a suite of fiscal responsibility legislation in the first instance to compel the government to work within its means. We're also going to be looking at all of our expenditure to ensure that those programs that are continuing are in fact viable, that they're sustainable, that they provide value to the Bahamian people for the dollars that are spent. We believe that there's tremendous savings to be had by doing that kind of detailed review, even looking at programs to ensure that they're still relevant today, because some of these programs that we have are just rollovers and are not providing the kind of service or tangible benefit that addresses the modern Bahamas.
Government, he said, will also take a closer look at revenue collection in an attempt to improve the country's economic status. Now, Moody officials are expected to be in the country over the next few weeks, meeting with stakeholders before a final decision is made. Another lowering of the Bahamas' rating will put the country at junk status. Janae Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.